5.
And 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, well, let's start by talking about Britpop, because I know you don't want to talk about it because...
Well, let's not.
But let's not talk about it then. Next question.
Well, let's start with Britpop, I said. Okay, Suede is responsible for the revival of Britpop. That's something, well, you're told at least 1 or 2 times in interviews with Dutch guys over here. Is that true?
Is that true?
But we started it.
Yeah.
No,
We opened the gates for it, put it that way, I think.
Wouldn't have happened without us, put it that way. But I don't know. It's nothing to be proud of, really, is it? It's not really like discovering a cure for penicillin or discovering penicillin.
Discovering penicillin.
It's nothing like discovering a cure for penicillin.
I'm sure there's
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we started it. I don't know.
Isn't it frustrating to be in a band like playing a few more years longer than bands like Oasis and Blur, etc., the bands who are getting all the respect between gods? And then,
well,
Are you deliberately trying to annoy us?
not yet.
All right.
Maybe I will.
Doing a good job.
That's the next question.
No, next question. No, it's not. You know, it's like things happen in bands. We lost a guitarist, and you know, we had to take a couple of years off. Lots of lesser bands would have split up. We lost a key member, and we took a lot of time off in the studio. We didn't have a record out for 2.5 years. We released our first record, goes to number 3 in the charts. The album goes to number 1. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, is it, really? That's a bit of respect, I think.
Well, I'm not talking about you guys don't have anything of respect, etc. But it's because the way I see it, maybe I have to explain something. I mean, you guys started earlier. Then
who? Who are we talking about?
Then who? I mean, just name them. I mean,
no, you can say it again. Who are we talking about specifically? Who did
Oasis?
we start earlier then? Right, we started earlier than Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, what's the point?
Ash, or whatever.
Lush.
Ash.
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 What's Ash got to do with it?
It's also named Britpop, of course.
Right. So make your point about us and Ash. I haven't got the point yet.
Okay, I was making my point by starting with Britpop. You guys made like the what do you call it? Backwards. Well, like the blueprint of Britpop.
Mm.
Oh, okay, maybe Ash isn't.
I think
the
Nirvana was the blueprint for Ash for a start.
Well, there for Ash. I mean, Ash is also over here. Ash is Britpop.
Okay.
Because we are maybe a bit more distance. But let's start with something else then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, yeah, I don't really understand these questions.
No, I don't think so. Okay, what's the blueprint for Britpop?
I don't know, I'm not a journalist. No idea, don't ask me about Britpop, I don't know anything about
A
it.
journalist's pen is a blueprint for Britpop.
Yeah, but why is it?
You probably know more about it than we do. You know, you're an expert musicologist, and we're just in a band. We just make the music and get on with it. I don't know what the blueprint is. I don't even listen to any of it, so I don't know. Certainly.
Okay, let's start with the music. We're talking about music then. Okay. The new album coming up. I mean, it sounds happier, but lyric-wise, it isn't. It's just as dark, etc. I mean, it's not negative dark, but the music is happier. But lyric-wise, you still keep on going to the other people who live on the dark side of society, etc. Why is that?
I don't know. It's just something. The sort of things I write about. Really, I can't really help it. It's just the kind of things that I always write about, and I probably always will write about. Just what's in my brain, you know. It's kind of like I've never really written in a pessimistic way. The music's had quite a lot of gravity to it and stuff like that. But I try and make the songs uplifting in one way or another. It's just there's a bit of thought to them, you know. So
Your songs are about reality, aren't they?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They're about things you see when you're walking around in London.
They're pretty much about what goes on around me. I just sort of spend a lot of time walking around. And a lot of it's about escaping from reality and doing other things. But there's a lot of
like songs like Film Star.
yeah. There's a lot of realism in the songs. I kind of like. I tend not to write. I try and avoid writing in kind of like, you know, rock music cliches. I try and avoid rhyming the words high with sky and fly. You know what I mean? But what can you do? I just try and write I try and pretty much write about what interests me in life.
interest you in life?
Walking down the street, you know, sitting in a park, smoking, watching the television, music, clothes, coming to foreign cities and getting room service.
In half of your songs, it's always a she.
And in half of the songs it's a he. I think
Alright.
that's because half the population, roughly, is female and half the population's male.
Yeah, because when you're writing lyrics, of course you're counting. Okay, well, the last 6 songs were about a she, so the next 6 ones should be about.
I'm not
a he.
counting anything, mate. You're the one who's counting.
No. But why is there a lot of she's in a song? I mean,
There's a lot of he's as well.
I know, but
This latest
when
album...
there's a he, I can imagine that the song is going about you, for example.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Often, yeah. When I'm talking about she, it's often not about me, it's often about a female.
Yeah.
I use the word she a lot. I also use the word he a lot because I write about people and I write about human situations. I don't, like I say, I try to avoid rock speak and I try to avoid cliches. I don't know. I like the sound of the word she. It's got a nice, it's sort of like, it feels right the way it sounds. It's kind of like quite a sensual sound, and it's quite a musical sound. So I use it in lots of songs. Lots of the ways in which I write quite often is to actually make words up and make songs up and just actually make a load of nonsense up and just make it sound good and then later put a meaning to it.
When I read all the lyrics, or when somebody reads all the lyrics, can you get a Suede point of view of the 1969
In 1969?
or 1995?
96.
96. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Somebody else did that the other day, actually. Interestingly. Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's a
In
job
what
of.
way do you see the world at this moment? Do you only see the things that happen around you when you walk around in London, or when you're sitting just smoking and watching TV?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I see the job of a writer is to just see what's going on around him and just comment on it. I don't have any answers. You know what I mean? It's an easy way out, but I don't. You know, I'm not Chairman Mao and I'm not Mother Teresa, and I don't know. I just see what's going on around me. I see a lot of confused people around me, and so I write about them. I love excitement, a lot of passion for life, so I write about it.
But when you see a lot of lonely people, whatever, do you really go to the people and talk to them, etc., so that you can write easier about it, or do you just observe? Or is it both?
Well, you know, I understand the state of loneliness because I've been in it myself, and I think most people have. So you write about loneliness. I don't think you need to go and do work experience on a loneliness farm to write a song about loneliness, because everyone's felt loneliness, anger, passion, hatred, all those things in their lives. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a human being. So you feel qualified to write about it.
Did you get? I mean, okay, you've been in loneliness, etc. What did get you out? I mean, do you want to give the listeners something that maybe helps them? Because you just told me that you try to write uplifting.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But is there a way of people that are feeling lonely or whatever, and listen to the lyrics of Suede, etc., and then maybe think of, okay, this is a way to get out of loneliness?
I don't know. I mean, like I say, I just try and make the songs emotional and have a good tune, and that's at the end of the day all I can say. I mean, if people get a pleasure and a sort of like an inner strength or a solace out of listening to them, then that's really, really cool, and I hope they do. But that's all you can hope for, isn't it? You know. I mean, music's a really important thing to people's lives, isn't it? It's such an important thing, and you know, you've got a lot of responsibility as a musician. So if you've got a load of fans out there listening to everything you do, then they're kind of like, they're putting a lot of responsibility on you, and it's you know, it's important to live up to it and to do something good for them.
But in what way can you feel the responsibility when you're writing a song? I mean, it's something that happens in your head and you want to get
You don't feel any responsibility when you're writing a song. I'm just talking about a general state of mind. When I'm writing a song, I don't think about anything else except the song, you know? You know, people always get asked this question about, do we feel under pressure making the album? And I wasn't thinking about anything except music for 6 months when we were making the album. You can't do. You've got to remove yourself from it. So I'm just talking about a general state of mind, you know?
This is the Music Factory.